World Cup qualifiers, and they've been told you have to do away with 3 points and 3 goals. South Africans are reacting this morning. I'll be sharing a few of those with us on the show this morning, and see where they go from here. So at the moment, the Benin-Noirs are super excited this morning when they wake up in some of those major cities in Benin Republic. Okay, so for those of you who have been to Benin Republic, you know some of those cities. So they wake up again to say, is it Tuesday? Is it Tuesday morning after we got that judgment from FIFA that South Africa will have to lose 3 goals and 3 points, which means that we'll sit top of the group with 2 more games to go. Did the Super Eagles have hope to qualify for the World Cup? You see, when you see friends and folks begin to bring out the calculation, say, if we beat this and if we beat that, if we beat these guys 5-0, we beat Benin Republic 3-0 and see what happened. Maybe we can go through the back door. Let's see. Let's start this show this morning. Let's talk about the UEFA Champions League starting today. Maybe for some, they will say the big game will be in London between struggling Chelsea Football Club and Benfica, led by the special one, Jose. He's in charge of Benfica now. He didn't enjoy his time with Fenerbahce in Turkey, but this time he says, I've left Turkey. I'm back now in Portugal, where I want to be, where I'm appreciated, where they love me. Take a listen to Jose. And then when we come back, we'll talk about the other games that will be happening later today. I'll allow you to take a listen to this for a long time because quite unfortunately, we'll not be having the BBC this morning. So this will help us in terms of the time we have on the show. So take a listen to Joseph reacting to some of the English journalists who were interviewing him yesterday ahead of the game tonight for 8 against Chelsea Football Club. Jose, it's your turn.
Press, please. We start here.
Hi, Jose. Welcome back to London. If you look to your right, there's that picture of you, famously holding up 3 fingers. To your left, there's a picture of you with your second Premier League trophy. There's also another picture here. 5 pictures in this big room. 3 of them are of you. I know you say that you're not a blue anymore, but will you always inside be a little bit blue?
Of course.
And is it like coming home?
Of course. Of course I will always be a blue. I'm part of their history, and they are part of my history. I helped them to become a bigger Chelsea, and they helped me to become a bigger Jose. When I say I'm not a blue, I hope everybody understands it, that I'm speaking about the job that I have to do tomorrow. But in relation to these pictures, there are not many clubs that do this, because in many clubs it looks like there is a fear of what happened in the past, and there is a continuous transformation of pictures. Sometimes it looks like they want to delete people that made history in the clubs. I think this show that Chelsea is really a big club, because big clubs are also about principles.
Okay. You know, if you understand what he said there, you can make any kind of meaning. I wish I can on the show this morning to make any kind of meaning. If you understand that. If you don't, maybe you have to listen to it over and over and over again. For me, I did 2 thrice. And then I said, okay, let's got this on the show this morning. So, Jose, when he speaks like that, you understand. So he has been to clubs where they have to pull down some of those pictures. Let's talk about the FIFA, South Africa, and then we'll come back to some Champions League. You know, this way shows can be at times. So SAFA has apologized after Bafana were docked 3 points by FIFA. In their words, they says we apologize to the nation for the administrative oversight and reflect on the steps to take at the conclusion of our qualifying campaign. SAFA, however, will appeal FIFA's decision. The association confirms that we have requested written reason for the judgment and intend to lodge a formal appeal with the FIFA Appeals Committee within the prescribed 10 days period under FIFA disciplinary rules. So you see how they want to do their things. They said, hey, this is not intentional. So South Africans are not happy. They want to see. Let me still see if I can find more in terms of the comment section from some of the South African public. SAFA intend to lodge a formal appeal with the FIFA Appeals Committee within the next 10-day window. They have also apologized for the oversight, taking responsibility for the error. Meanwhile, South Africa government will lead a thorough investigation into the mishap and share the findings with the public. That's how you do things. And I hope that they can go ahead and share whatever the findings are, not You going to the Olympic Games, going to games, and then you come back, and then they say to you that we'll be making an inquest, and then they don't. I'm talking about Nigeria. South Africa said they will do, and we'll wait to see what the findings will look like. The authorities in these parts, they don't care. South Africa will hope to see how can qualify for the World Cup. 2 more games to go in the next few days. Decisive game. Benin Republic will play against Nigeria. South Africa have got 2 games. Technically saying they have those 2 games at home because the game against Zimbabwe will be played in South Africa. So if you think they will not qualify for the World Cup, you have to have a rethink again about that. This might just be what they need to motivate them to win those 2 games. And then they probably say, World Cup tickets secured. Now let's go find out how we get to this point where we have to play a player that was suspended for that game. Maybe the technical or the team manager or the general manager of the Bafana will have to resign. That is what people should do. I will not be shocked if you end up resigning. But you know what? For us here, people don't resign. Let's talk about the Under-20 World Cup, and then we'll come talk about some Champions League, because not the best of 9 for our boys. They lost to Norway, early goal penalty. The Norwegians won by 1-0. And you say for the boys, go get the other ones in the next 2 games. The other game saw France won their game. France won against South Africa by 2-1. USA were the biggest winner, beating New Caledonia by 9-1. That's what you do to the smaller teams, teach them some football lesson. Colombia defeated Saudi Arabia by goals, and there will be games later tonight. Talking about tonight, there will be more UEFA Champions League game tonight. I'll share with you because there will be early kickoff starting from 5:45. And for Real, who lost the Madrid derby over the weekend to Atletico by 5-2, they said, we want a revenge. We want the next game coming. And so they have the game coming. And that game will be in Kazakhstan, a place, a venue that share a path of the border with the Chinese people. So you'll not be shocked today from 5:45 if you see some Chinese coming to that city to come and watch Real play. So that's what Champions League does to the smaller teams. I've afforded them the chance to see some of these big boys come play in the venue. So tonight we'll be having Real play against 𝐃𝐈𝐒𝐿 Almaty. And of course, Atalanta and Bergamo will be playing against Club Brugge. Hopefully, Demola Lookman gets some playing time. Franco Ndika Atalanta is currently out injured. Atletico will be playing against Eintracht Frankfurt. That will be 8-8. Also, Bodo Glimt. Good to see them described from Norway. Play against Spurs from London. Chelsea, like I said the other time, Jose will be hoping that he can get this one done against his former side Chelsea, where Benfica will be playing in London tonight. In Turkey, Victor Osimhen, back in the last few days, played a few minutes in the game on Friday night. Hopefully tonight he can start for this club side. That's why they play against Liverpool Football Club, and that will be in Istanbul. Inter Milan play against Slavia Praga of Czechia. Marseille against Ajax Amsterdam, and then Pafos will be up against the German champions Bayern Munich. All right, so let's talk about some news back home. For Warri Wolves, they lost to Shooting Stars by 0-0 on Sunday by 2-1, and they're saying to the manager, you know what, Oga, you have to go on suspension. Warri Wolves FC have announced the suspension of head coach Aloma Napoleon following a string of poor results. Assistant coach Johnny Austin will take charge on an interim base. Okay, we'll wait to see how that will pan out. Let's still go back to some Champions League. I love to hear Jose speak. When he speaks, I want to listen to him because there's always a soundbite. Let's continue with that press conference he had yesterday ahead of the game against Chelsea. He's still trying to answer questions from the... When they see him, they love him because they know, bye-bye, he will give us something to put in the dailies. And so take a listen to more of Jose. When we come back, we'll talk some tennis because as we speak right now, there's the ATP 500 going on real time in China. I'll let you know about that. Yannick Sinner is on court. Yes, I can see him. And then we'll come wrap up the show. Jose.
You're in front, please.
Hey, Jose, welcome back. You once said that until another manager wins 4 Premier Leagues, Judas is number 1 here, obviously. Do you still feel that way? And secondly, do you feel like this is a good time to be playing Chelsea, given there's quite a lot of negative results, pressure on Maresca, and what kind of job do you think he's done so far?
You know, Chelsea is a winning machine that had in the past 2 or 3 years a moment without trophies. But Chelsea won something before my time, and then we start winning, and then my team kept winning, and then transformation, new teams, new coaches, more trophies, European trophies, the biggest one of them, the Champions League. So Chelsea is a winning machine. You know, I'm the biggest one until somebody wins for. These are faits divers, but not really.
Hi, Jose. Great to see you back in London.
Thank you. Great to see you too.
We're in this room. You told everybody when you first arrived you were the special one, and you were, you still are.
Okay, so when you hear every one of them say, Jose, great to see you, great to see you, it goes to show that he's a man they loved in that part. Okay, so we'll wrap up the show with one tennis news. China Open going on, ATP 1000, also SEA Games going on in Japan, the Shanghai Rolex Masters qualification for now before the big boys get to join. So for those who will be looking for a place for the ATP proper in Shanghai, they have to go through this before qualifying for that. But for now, it's China Open. Yannick Sinner hopes that when it's done with in China, he can cross over to Japan. And as we speak right now, he won the opening set against Alex de Munier of Australia, 6-3 second set up in the next few seconds. When we come in the afternoon, we'll talk more about the UEFA Champions League. We'll talk about South Africa. We'll talk about some of the biggest headlines when they come in on the show. And once it's 8 this morning, we'll have Abba Vendor coming, and that will be for 1 hour, 30 minutes. I am Peter Omo.